Finishing 1,000 podcasts or books is a lot. If an engineering degree can be contained in about 50 books, that means completing 1,000 books is like doing 200 engineering degrees. And that is a lot of degrees. Now, the interesting thing is that the average person does 48 minutes of YouTube every day, or roughly 6,000 words. Let's keep in mind that each book has about 125,000 words. Each 90-minute podcast has about 12,000 words. That means that in a year, the average person would have successfully completed 20 books or 200 podcasts. That is very impressive, but I bet that they barely remember anything at the end of the year. But in the current day, every rich and famous person has a podcast, and everyone is writing books. Not only that, they are also posting podcasts every day. I personally am tired of even seeing a new podcast because every time it comes out, I feel like I gotta watch it. Otherwise, I'm not going to achieve my dream life. Now, some podcasts are purely for entertainment, but many are teaching us how to lead better lives. And we always think to ourselves, if only I can internalize this knowledge, my life would change. And many times it does change a little bit, but it is not the huge leap that we all are looking for. Now, from this introduction, I want you to know 4 things. The first thing is that we can passively read 20 books a year. That means theoretically complete half an engineering degree. The second thing is that there are a lot of podcasts and books that are being released daily, but we cannot logically complete all of them. The third thing is that from all the educational content that we finish, we barely remember any of it. And this is where AI is going to play a crucial role. And the fourth thing is that finishing over 20 books on any topic can make you exceptionally gifted in that particular subject. Personally, I've read over 200 books in the last 5 years, and I have taught myself complex topics like options trading, stocks trading, and stoicism. In this video, I will share my recipe for learning, and as also promised, I will show you how AI can help you complete 1,000 books. The first thing that we have to know is something called essentialism. When you want to learn about a complex topic like self-analysis, stoicism, engineering, or stock trading, there are so many podcasts to listen to, so many books to read, and so many random YouTube videos. And this is always overwhelming for the beginner who feels like they have to know everything. Every successful person whose results you want seems to have their own secret recipe. But there is something that I learned from stock trading that we can apply to all of our lives. In stock trading, money flows into the market into specific sectors. So at some point, semiconductor companies will be going up in a group. At another time, it might be coal companies. And as you can see, when the whole industry moves, some stocks actually move higher than others. But why do some stocks make bigger returns than others, yet money is flowing into the same group? This is because they have the biggest profits and seem to have the brightest future to the investors. Actually, it was found that the best stock in the industry always moves 60% higher than the second best stock, meaning that if you had 10,000 to invest and you failed to put it in the best stock in the sector, you would have missed out on a lot of money. Now, using that knowledge, the same thing happens in our studies. There's so many teachers and topics that we want to learn about. We always feel like we have to know everything, but that feeling is a trap. A comforting fact that you should know is that over 500,000 books are published every year. That means that we can never finish all of the knowledge out there. Just like in stocks, the first thing that we are going to do is to select the topic that is going to bring us the best returns. If my personal issue right now is how I behave in relationships, that means that books on that topic will give me the biggest return. If my biggest issue is money, books on money will bring me the biggest return. Moreover, we can delve deeper to identify the topics that are highly rewarding. Of those things that pay very well, what do I like? What am I great at? And for my particular example, it was stock trading. After we choose that topic, there will still be many books and authors on the topic. Our goal is to choose the best of the best, as that will make our learning way faster and will give us the quickest success. I like to do this by finding the most highly rated books. And from that, I will most likely find the best teachers and people to learn from. After narrowing it down to a few authors or books, we have to make sure that we don't fall into the trap that many people fall into. And this is even more serious than the previous point. That leads us to something called systems thinking. Have you ever had a friend who watches a lot of podcasts or TikToks, but never really becomes proficient in that particular topic? Or do you think that one can become a doctor by watching a series of podcasts or TikToks? I don't think so. But why is this the case? When we sporadically learn things, we are learning bits and pieces. But if you want to become a professional at a certain topic, then you have to learn the whole system of philosophy behind that topic. Normally, this means that you should find one great author on the topic that you want to learn about and read 3 to 4 books. Why 3 to 4 books? From 3 to 4 books, you will get a great understanding of his overall thinking and how his mind works, or how his particular system works. And then from this, you can move on to the next best author. From there, learning in bits and pieces can then become helpful because now you already understand the whole system and you know where the bits and pieces are supposed to fit. So far in the video, we have solved the issue of there are a lot of podcasts that are being released and we cannot logically complete all of them. And the next problem that we want to tackle is from all the educational content that we watch, we rarely remember any of that stuff. And this is where AI is going to come in. Now, as we all know, reading books is a valuable skill that can help broaden our knowledge and understanding. However, sometimes it can be time-consuming to read an entire book when you only need specific information. Let us look into how AIs like ChatGPT can actually help us finish these 1,000 books. So now I want you to first remember our 2 major problems, that there are a lot of podcasts and books that are being released daily, and we all know that we cannot finish all of them, and from all that educational content that we finish, we barely remember any of it. So we need a way to first grasp all of this knowledge, and then we also need a way to remember all of it. And this is how AI will help us solve this issue. Now, for this part of the video, you may use ChatGPT or any other language model of your choice. If you are trying to summarize a podcast from YouTube, I want you to get the YouTube summary plugin with ChatGPT so that you can get a transcript of the entire video. Later in the video, I'm going to show you what to do with that transcript. And if you're trying to read a book, to start, I want you to extract the specific chapters that you want to read from the book. Adobe PDF Reader allows you to extract specific pages, and you can put these chapters into files of their own. By organizing the book into chapters, it becomes easier to focus on the relevant parts that you want to read and also to skip unnecessary sections. Also, I have found out that ChatGPT gives me wrong information when I feed it a lot of pages. So what we want to do is feed it about 25 pages maximum. After collecting your transcript or book chapter, feed it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT allows you to upload text or PDF files. And I want you to give this prompt to ChatGPT. In this example, we're going to use a chapter from a real estate book. ChatGPT, imagine you are the world's leading scholar on real estate investing. Can you summarize this chapter for me from the book on rental property investing? ChatGPT will then give you a wonderful summary. With this summary, you can read and get instant knowledge from podcasts and books without having to go through them in detail. But just as a precaution, getting summaries of books will help you get the gist. But if you're trying to become a master on a certain topic, I strongly advise you that you read all of the books that you need to read. The problem is that summarizing does not allow you to get intimate with the authors, so you sometimes fail to get that feeling of being a pro in that field. The next part of this video does not work for all types of knowledge, but is amazing for logical knowledge, and that is mind maps. To visualize the information that we have gathered from the book, this diagrams plugin comes in handy. It helps in creating a mind map that organizes the key concepts, ideas, and summaries from the book. This visual representation allows you to have an overview of the information and aids in faster understanding and retention of this knowledge. Now you can ask ChatGPT to make a mind map of the knowledge that you have, or you can ask it to make a flowchart depending on the type of information that you're looking into. So it will look something like this. Incorporating these techniques into your reading routine can not only save your time, but also improve your knowledge acquisition. Remember that while ChatGPT and the plugins are very valuable, it is very important to know that there's a possibility of inaccuracies in the summary. Therefore, it would be helpful to review and verify the information before relying on it entirely. So I want you to give this method a try and start unlocking your full potential of your reading journey. Happy reading and exploring new ideas. If you've enjoyed this video, then you're likely to enjoy this other video on Stoicism, where I use the techniques in this book to teach you about Stoicism. Thank you.